Hello everyone, in this video we're going to be doing the Hackademic Root the Box 1 from BoneHub. And I really like this box. It's kind of like the first one we did, but since there was a giant watermark on the screen, I'm going to do another box similar to it. So you can see it's grabbed the IP address .133. We're going to go ahead and run an Nmap. Okay, so we're doing full TCP scan with service versions. We're gonna keep it fast, and we're gonna be verbose, so that's all these messages right here, and then the IP address. And you see we have port 80, so we have a web server. So let's go ahead and check that out. It says, welcome to the challenge. May help you in real-world penetration tests. Very nice. Go to your target, try to get root. Gain access to the box and read key.txt file. And you can click around. It's pretty empty. We can view the source code. Also pretty empty. But if you notice this query string here, we can append a single quote and we get an SQL error. So this looks like just error-based union SQL injection. So we're going to do it manually because on the OSCP exam you're not allowed to use sqlmap. So we're going to order by with these numbers to find out the number of columns, and when we get an error, that's when we'll know the number of columns. So we got an error, unknown column 6, which means there are 5 total columns. So this will allow us to see which column is best for displaying our output, and you can see no numbers pop up on the screen. And the reason that is because we need to add this little function here, sleep 0, to actually see the output. So it was actually performing our query, it just wasn't showing us. And you can see that we can query the database and display the contents in the place for this 2 here. So we're going to enumerate table names. From information schema dot tables where table schema equals, and this function just returns the name of the current database. And you can see our tables are WP categories, comments, links, options, WP posts, and WP users. So we definitely want to display the contents of WP users. So we're going to enumerate columns. Column underscore name from information underscore schema dot columns where table underscore name equals. And now normally you just put WP users in quotes here, but we have to do something special with this. It won't allow you to submit the table name as a string, so we encode it in hex. So we encode WP underscore users as hex, and if we tried just doing WP users, nothing would happen. But if we simply append the hex prefix here and then the hex encoded WP underscore users, we see that all the columns are user login, user pass, blah blah blah, last name, first name, yada yada yada, so on and so forth. But the only ones we care about are user underscore login and user underscore pass. And the way we display those is we're gonna pretty much use the same query, group underscore concat user underscore login. This is a separator encoded in hex. User underscore pass. And all this is the database that we already knew from our initial error, and then this is just a table name. So the table name of the WordPress database. And you see we get a bunch of hashes. So at this point what you would do is you would crack all these hashes and you would log into all these accounts and see which one is a WordPress admin. For the sake of time, I've cracked the first 3 hashes here, and you would log into each of these and see which one had admin privileges. And I'll tell you right now, the one you want is George Miller. So if we go to WP admin, which you should be familiar with if you know WordPress, capital G, and then the password was Q1W2E3, if I recall correctly. And now we are logged in. So if we poke around here, we're looking for anything that can get us a shell. And normally when you log into an admin panel like this, you want to look for file upload or file modification. So I see files here. Okay, this is very nice. Looks like we can edit some plugins. So we can actually go to plugins, plugin editor, and now let's try editing Hello Dot Php. So I have a shell here. Which it just invokes bash. So I'm going to copy this, paste this in here, change this IP address. This is from Hackademic, and click update file. Sorry, that file cannot be edited. Okay, fair enough. We'll try the next plugin. It says that cannot be edited. Oh, that was one we just tried, sorry. So we'll try this one. We'll just see if this one can be edited. No, it cannot. And the last one, textile1.php. Update file, and it says file edited successfully. So now all we do is change this IP address. The port 4444 is fine. Update the file. Now, if we start a listener, and we browse to, remember on, where was it? Somewhere it showed us a path. I remember seeing it. WP content, well, it'll be under WP content, so if we go to wp-content/plugins, this was the name of the file we edited. Hit enter, and you see we get a shell. So we're Apache. You can see the files we edited. You can see indeed our shell is in the file. So now let's do some basic reconnaissance. Let's see if we can spawn a TTY. Nope, that's fine. So we'll get out of here. Alright, and now we'll do some basic Linux enumeration. So we are on the box, as you remember. Here's the password file. So you can see there aren't really, I mean, here's a user maybe. In the password file, there aren't really any users, so, and if you remember from our port scan, only Apache was open, so it's pretty obvious we were going to have to shell as either www data or Apache. So in this case, we've done that. We can do like, see if any ports are listening locally. But the thing you always want to check when you're doing privilege escalation, we could go on to check cron jobs and set user ID binaries, but you always want to check the kernel. And in this case, you can see that the kernel version is very outdated. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this kernel exploit here, and all you would do is you would Google. You could literally just take this and Google Linux exploit and then add this here, and you would find a bunch of stuff. Or you could upload a privilege escalation script that would suggest exploits for you. In this case, we're going to take this C code, host it, and then wget it from the box from our shell. So a fresh terminal here. Paste it in here. And now let's look at the top, see if there are any special compilation instructions or compile instructions. Doesn't look like it. So we can host it. And you need to do this as a privileged user. So now that's hosting it. We can go to a writable directory, usually temp. And now we can wget this. So we saved exploit.c, let's compile it. And if GCC wasn't in the box, you could compile it locally and then host the actual executable on your machine and then just wget that. And now let's run the exploit. You can see it's doing its thing. Blah, blah, blah. Whenever you get an old kernel, it's kind of an easy win. So if you, like, when you're in the PWK, I would avoid using dirty cal unless you're really, really stuck, because chances are there's another method. Let's see what it does. Triggering payload, and then after that it should print restoring function pointer, and then we'll either get a shell or not. As you can see, the exploit completed, and we are indeed root. So now, if we go to the root directory, we can read the key.txt, and it says, yeah, you must be proud. You've got the password to complete the first challenge, blah, blah, blah. Random string, kind regards, pwn box team, blah, blah, blah. And if we do this, you can see that key.txt is indeed owned and only readable by root. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I certainly liked the first part of the box, where we had to, do the manual SQL injection and then edit the plugin. Doing all that stuff is always fun. And then Kernel Exploit, whenever you run into it, it's a free win. So just always make sure to run a uname tac a. And then I'll see you guys next time. New video probably pretty soon.